So question 4 on page number 16. Once again, except income tax, everywhere else we are going to follow which view? Discrete view. Discrete view means incomes and expenses taking place in respective quarter will only be taken into consideration. So question 4 on page number 16. JC Limited Corporation is dealing in seasonal product. Sales pattern of the product quarter wise is as under. In first quarter there are 15% sales. Second quarter there are 20% sales. Third quarter there are 50% sales, and fourth quarter 15%. So total sales during the year are divided into quarters in this pattern. Okay, you can see total will come 100. 15 plus 20, 35 plus 50, 85 plus 15, 100. For the first quarter ending on 30th June 2002, IC Limited gives you following information. Sales is of 60 crores, salary and other expenses are 35 crores, administrative expenses are 4 crores, and administrative and selling expenses. The other one are routine, and these are administrative and selling expenses of 11 crores. IC Limited, while preparing interim financial report for the first quarter, wants to differ means? And then the word differ, DEFER, differ means? No, it's not DIFFER. Okay. Yes, all of you have become differs. Differ means to carry forward, postpone. Okay, take it to the next period. That is called differ. IC Limited, while preparing interim financial report for first quarter, wants to differ means take it to the next quarter, next period. Rupees 16 crores expenditure to third quarter. See, they are preparing report for first quarter and they want to differ means carry forward. 16 crores to which quarter? Third quarter. On the argument that third quarter is having more sales. See, if you see the above table, first quarter the sales is only 15%, third quarter 50%. So they say that out of this expenses of 35 crores, 4 crores and 11 crores. Can you see that? Salary and other expenses 35, administrative 4, administrative and selling 11. Out of these expenses, they want to differ, means they want to carry forward 16 crores to third quarter on the argument that third quarter is having more sales. Therefore, third quarter should be debited by more expenditure. Now this would go under which view? Integral or discrete? If they say that 16 crores, though it is spent in first quarter, but they want to take it in third quarter because third quarter has more amount of sales. So it goes under which view? Integral view or discrete view? Integral view. Discrete means independent. Independent of the year. In whichever quarter you earn the income, you will take it. In whichever quarter you incur the expense, you will take it. And integral means you consider every quarter of part of the year. So here you consider that in the third quarter there is more income, then third quarter should bear more expense. Means they are trying to follow which view? Integral. By considering that 16 crores should be taken in third quarter because it has more sales income, they are trying to follow which view? Integral view. But can we follow integral view for normal expenses other than tax? We have to follow which view? Discrete view. Considering the seasonal nature of the business and that the expenditure are uniform throughout all the quarters, calculate the result of first quarter as per AS 25 and comment on the company's. Company's view is wrong because they are trying to follow which view? Integral view, and we have to follow as per discrete view. Since you have spent this 35 crores, 4 crores and 11 crores in first quarter, you have to take it in first quarter. Okay, first quarter is independent of second, third and fourth. Did you understand this portion, everyone? First quarter is to be taken separately, it is not to be taken as a part of the whole year. So company's view is wrong. Normal profit 60 minus 35 plus 4. 35 plus 4, 39 plus 11, 50. So 60 minus 50, the total profit is going to be 10 crores. Is everyone clear with it? As it is going to be taken into consideration. Any confusion in this? So put it down. As per AS 25, discrete view should be followed. Full stop. It means incomes and expenses should be recognized as and when. Income and expenses should be recognized as and when they are earned and incurred respectively. Okay, you will take the income in the quarter in which you earn it, you will take the expense in the quarter in which you incur it respectively. Okay. So therefore, argument of IC Limited, they are trying to follow integral view. Okay, argument of IC Limited is not correct because they are trying to follow which view? Integral view by taking 16 crores to third quarter. Okay. First of the results of first quarter should be reported as follows. The results of first quarter should be reported as follows. So very first, how much is sales? 60 crores means revenue from operations. Okay, as per company's format, they will show sales of 60 crores. And as for this, then expenses. So other incomes are not there, means total incomes are 60 crores only, and expenses are salary and other expenses. So employees benefit expenses 35 crore. I hope you remember the format of companies. Salary will come in employees benefit expenses 35 crores. Then administrative and selling both come under other expenses 4 crores, and administrative and selling 11 crores. So 50 crores is the total expense, and profit of first quarter will be A minus B, 60 minus 50, 10 crores. Any doubt in this? So which view do we have to follow? Discrete view and not integral view. Okay. So question number 5 will take up. Be ready. This fifth kind of question is the one which is maximum time being asked in exams. When we have to make the cancellations and additions, etc. Rectification sort of thing is to be done. So see that TCM Limited shows the net profit of 5,50,000 for quarter 3. They have already shown, they have already calculated the net profit. Means they have already added the incomes and they have already subtracted the expenses. And they have already obtained the net profit of 5,50,000 for quarter 3. And then quarter 3. Means we have to see everything from which quarter's point of view? Third quarter's point of view. Is everyone clear with it? Once again, TCM Limited shows the net profit. Net profit means incomes are already added, expenses are already deducted, and they already obtained a profit of 5,50,000 for which quarter? 3. After incorporating the following. Now, which view we have to follow? Discrete. Bad debts 40,000 incurred during the quarter. During the quarter means which quarter? Third. Bad debts of 40,000 is incurred in the third quarter. And then 50% of bad debts have been aligned, deferred. Now you understand? Carried forward to the next quarter. So is it correct? if bad debts of 40,000 is incurred in quarter 3, as per discrete view, you should take full amount of 40,000 in quarter 3, but what they have done? 50%, 20,000 they have taken in quarter 4, and in quarter 3 they have taken only 20,000. So how much they have not taken? That now we'll have to minus from quarter 3, means this profit is wrong, that's what I said. Okay, in 5,50,000 they have not considered bad debts of 20,000. They are trying to follow integral view, considering that sales take place during the whole year. So 50% bad debts they have taken in quarter 3 and 50% they have taken in quarter 4. What the company has done is 20,000 of bad debts they have taken in quarter 3 and 20,000 in bad debts 4, which is wrong. Full 40,000 should be taken in quarter 3. So right now see only from quarter 3 point of view. From quarter 3 point of view, instead of 40, how much is taken? 20. So further 20,000 we will minus. Yes, if quarter 4 was asked, then you would have added. If quarter 4's profit were given, then you would say that quarter 3's bad debts are by mistake taken in, not you can say by mistake, but following integral view they have taken in quarter 4. So they should be taken only in quarter 3. From quarter 4, if you remove the bad debts of 20,000, the profits would increase. So see from the quarters point of view which we are calculating. We have to see right now from which quarters point of view? Third. How much of bad debts have taken place in third quarter? 40,000. But how much have taken? 20,000. So further we will minus 20,000. Suppose if quarter 4's reports was asked, then in quarter 4 they have taken 20,000 which should not have been taken. So what would you do to eliminate that? Add it. You will understand both the kind of situations will come. But right now we will see from which quarter point of view? Third. So what are we going to do? Minus further that 50,000 which is not taken into consideration. Raise your hand who did not understand this. Total bad debts occurring in third quarter is 40,000. In quarter 3, bad debts of 40,000 have taken place. What the company has done? Company has taken 50% bad debts, means 20,000 in quarter 3 and 50% bad debts means 20,000 in quarter 4. Okay, as you can see the second sentence, 50% of bad debts is deferred to the next quarter, means 50% they have taken in fourth quarter, only 50% in third quarter. Company has followed integral approach and we have to follow this. As per discrete, if in third quarter 40,000 of bad debts has taken place, then in third quarter you should take full 40,000. Now see, right now you have to see from third quarter's point of view. How much we have recorded as bad debts? How much we have not recorded? So further if you record 20,000 of bad debts in third quarter, profit will increase or decrease? If you record further 20,000 of bad debts, this amount also you take in third quarter, then with the third quarter's profit increase or decrease? Decrease. So you will minus from third quarter right now. But suppose the same thing was asked from the point of view of quarter 4. Then from quarter 4 we have to transfer it to quarter 3. So from quarter 4 if you remove the expense of 20,000 of bad debts, then what would happen in quarter 4 profits? They would increase. So if quarter 4 reports were asked, they would have added. Why I am discussing both the points, not to confuse you, but both the kind of situations will come across. Is everyone clear with this? Why did you come on me? Come in fast and sit on this third or fourth and don't disturb my camera. Yes, further. So any confusion with the first information? Next. I'll always discuss from both the quarters point of view, which is to be taken into consideration and the other which is not even to be taken into consideration. Extraordinary loss of 30,000 incurred during the quarter has been fully recognized in this quarter. Very good, no effect. Extraordinary loss, extraordinary or ordinary, but loss has taken place in quarter 3 and fully recognized in quarter 3. They have already followed discrete approach. They have already followed discrete accrual because it's occurred in quarter 3 and they have taken also in quarter 3, recognized also in quarter 3. So second information will have no effect. Any confusions? And third, additional depreciation 35,000 resulting from the change of method of depreciation. Means they have not considered it. There is an additional depreciation of 35,000. So what would you do with additional depreciation? Profit will decrease. So minus. So we have to minus that 20,000, further this 35,000. Do you agree with the treatment adopted by the company? If not, find out the correct quarterly income as per AS 25. So put down. Okay, in the third one, additional depreciation 35,000 resulting from the change in method of depreciation. We'll have to verify in college. Now they are doing it out because in past years we have been following AS6 and AS10. AS6 was accounting for depreciation and AS10 for accounting for fixed assets. And if you remember in AS6 we studied in last year that if there is any change in method of depreciation, it should be done from retrospective effect. You should change it for all the past years, and then if there is a surplus deficiency, you should debit in P&L account additional depreciation. If there is a surplus, it should be credited in P&L account. From current year in second year BCom, they have started following AS10 revised. AS10 revised, as per that, now if there is a change in method of depreciation, we don't have to do it from retrospective effect. We have to do it from prospective effect. Past, no changes are to be made. This year you change from SLM to RBM, change it and continue, that's it. No effect is to be made in the changes in past. So probably from this year maybe such an adjustment doesn't come only. Because additional depreciation will not come, you don't have to charge it. Okay. The meaning here what they are denoting is different. They say additional depreciation they have recorded in third quarter. Okay, because if you read the first sentence of the question, what is it given? TCM Limited shows the net profit of 5,50,000 for the quarter 3 after incorporating the following. After incorporating the additional depreciation of 35,000 resulting from the change in method of depreciation. Now this is wrong they have adopted. When do we provide depreciation? At the end of the year. So depreciation will always come in last quarter only. Depreciation is provided at the end of the year, so depreciation will always come in last quarter only. Mainly, what would have happened is, additional depreciation would have been 1,40,000. How much would have been the additional depreciation? 1,40,000. What the company has done? Do 1,40,000 divided by 4. So what company has done? Every quarter they have taken additional depreciation of 35, integral approach. Instead of taking entire 1,40,000 in the last quarter, company has taken 35 in each quarter additional depreciation, which is wrong. Because all the additional depreciation amount will come only in last quarter as per discrete view. So company has already deducted 35,000 in quarter 3, taking additional depreciation which should not be taken, it should be taken in quarter 4. So what will you do? Cancel it by adding it back. Okay, this depreciation should not have been taken in third quarter which they have already taken it. So how will you cancel it? By adding it back. Did you understand this question, everyone? Okay. But as I said, now in the new AS10 revised, this point should not come only. Because you will not have additional depreciation, you will not have deficiency of depreciation. You do it with prospective effect, not with retrospective. Okay. It is yet to be done in college this chapter. When it is done, we'll see the notes whether they take such a point or not. Presently, we carry on with this. So, once again, first adjustment, what effect will have on quarter 3? 20,000 which is taken by not by mistake but deferred to quarter 4. Now if you bring it in quarter 3, profit will decrease. So 20,000 we have to minus. Second adjustment, no effect because already discrete view is adopted. And third quarter, add 35,000 because they have already subtracted additional depreciation of 35,000 which they should have taken in quarter 4. So to cancel it, we will add it back. Any confusions in this? Right now. As per AS 25, comma, discrete view is to be followed. So therefore, bad debts deferred to the next quarter is not correct. So full bad debts should be charged in third quarter. So thus, profit will decrease by rupees 20,000 in bracket 40,000 into 50%. Okay, this 50% which we have taken in quarter 4, if you bring it in quarter 3, profit will decrease by 20,000. Any doubt on this? Next paragraph. Extraordinary loss fully recognized in third quarter is already as per discrete view. Understood this? So that is already correct, it will have no effect. And last one, additional depreciation should always be charged in last quarter. So therefore, additional depreciation charged in third quarter. So this profit will, what will happen if you remove the depreciation? Increase. This profit will increase by rupees 35,000. Any confusions? Therefore, correct profit is equal to, now what is the profit already calculated in the top 5 lakh? 50,000. From that we have to minus this bad debts of 20,000 plus we have to cancel the depreciation of 35,000, so 5,65,000. There is a correct profit of quarter 3 which should be reported. Did you understand this portion, everyone? Anyone having any doubt in this? So look at question number 6 now. We did it. Okay, estimate limited as rupees 1,05,000 of net income. And then for the quarter ended 31st December 2009. Which quarter? Third quarter. Right on there, third quarter. So again, we have to see from the point of view of third quarter. So 1,05,000 they have already calculated as net income or net profits. It includes the following items. In that 1,05,000 following are already included. 90,000 extraordinary gain received on July 30, 2019. 2009. And then July 30, 2009. Which quarter? Yes, that was quarter 2. Now tell me one thing as per discrete view. If you have received extraordinary gain of 90,000 in July 30, 2009, second quarter, when should you take it? Full 90,000, you should take it in second quarter as per discrete view. Now let's see what company has done. This was allocated equally to second, third and fourth quarter. Means what the company has done. First of all, in quarter 2, they have received extraordinary gain of 90,000. Okay. Now, quarter 2, 3, 4. What the company should have done, entire 90,000 of income they should have taken in quarter July means 2. Correct? What the company has done. What the company has done, read it. They have allocated it equally to second, third and fourth quarter, means company has done 30, 30, 30 equally. So 90,000 divided by 3. What the company has done is they have taken 30,000 in each of the 3 quarters. Now raise your hand. We have to see from which quarter's point of view. We have to see from quarter 3 point of view. In quarter 3 they have taken 30,000 of gain which they should not have taken. So what will you do if you bring these amounts in quarter 2? What will you do in quarter 3? Yes. If you take out the gain from quarter 3, the profits of quarter 3 will decrease. Okay. If same question was asked from quarter 2 point of view, added how much? 60. This 2 quarters 60. If you bring it in quarter 2, then from quarter 2's point of view, what we would have done? Add 60. Quarter 3 point of view, what will you do? Because it's a gain, if you remove it, the profit will decrease. Any confusion in this? Prakruti, read the next one. Once again, rupees 18,000 cumulative effect loss resulting from change in method of inventory valuation was recognized in 2nd November 2009. First of all, and then 2nd November 2009. That is which quarter? Third quarter. We have recognized means taken in 18,000 we have taken in third quarter, and it's clearly given. And then out of this, loss of 11,250 relates to, means 11,250 relates to quarter 1 and 2, but we have taken in quarter 3. That is wrong. As per discrete view, 11,250 which relates to previous quarters should be taken in previous quarters only, and it's a loss. If you remove this loss of 11,250 from quarter 3, what will happen? Profit will increase. So this 11,250 we will add as per discrete view. Okay, once again, in quarter 3 we have taken 18,000 loss, and that 18,000 includes 11,250 of previous quarters. Should you take 11,250 in quarter 3? No. We have taken in quarter 3. If you remove that loss from quarter 3, what will happen? The profits will decrease. Raise your hand who did not understand the second point. So 30,000 we have to minus and 11,250 we have to plus. Read out. As per AS 25, discrete view has to be followed. Extraordinary gain received in quarter 2 should be fully recognized in quarter 2 itself. Any confusion? Full stop. However, it has been allocated equally in bracket 90,000 divided by 3 equals to 30,000. In bracket 90,000 divided by 3 equals to 30,000, bracket close. 2 quarter 2, 3 and 4. 2 quarter 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we should take entire 90,000 in quarter 2 only, but we have recognized 30,000 in quarter 2, 3 and 4. So therefore in quarter 3, the profits will decrease by rupees 30,000. You understand the reason? Because if you take out that gain of 30,000 from quarter 3 and bring it back to quarter 2, the profits of quarter 3 will decrease by 30,000. Yes, if quarter 2 points of view it was asked, then it would have increased by 60,000. Okay, next paragraph. Cumulative effect loss resulting from change in inventory valuation of previous quarters. Inventory valuation. Change in inventory valuation of previous quarters. Rupees 11,250. Rupees 11,250 should not be taken in quarter 3. Okay, previous quarter's loss should not be taken in quarter 3. So what will you do if the loss is removed from the quarter? Profit will increase. So thus, the quarter 3 profits will increase. Now what are the profits given at the top? 1,05,000. From that we will minus this 30,000 and we will add that loss which should not be taken, 11,000.